Ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Call of Duty Championship presented by Xbox. You are joining myself, Rel, joined by Golden Boy here as we are taking you through Pool B, and we are watching Team Orbit going up against Vexx Revenge. A great game on that domination free.
That's right. I mean, you had Orbit go up by plus 39. They won by plus 39 on that last game. They're coming out strong in that second half, which was definitely something interesting to point out because it felt like Vexx, they weren't gelling. Right?
No.
It just something was wrong in that second half. First half, you had two teams pretty much neck and neck at one another. And then the second half, just Vexx kind of fell off. But now we have Search and Destroy on Warhawk. Now, Rel, when we found out what the game was, you literally went, ooh.
Yeah.
So what's the deal?
So this is it. I mean, I was talking to the Orbit guys at breakfast today, and they said I asked them, what's your favorite game mode, what's your favorite map, and they said Warhawk, Search and Destroy. So this is what we're going into. This is Team Orbit, who are already 1-0 up in this best of 5 series, now playing their favorite game type and map, and things have got to be looking good for them here.
Yeah, that's right, and I did get a chance to actually catch up with one of the guys over on Revenge that helps manage them, Pittsburgh. Asked him a couple things. I was like, tell me a little bit more about this squad here, especially those matches against Optic at MLG Columbus. And they said that they did not lose by more than 2 points in any game mode.
Wow.
So they came, and this was, granted, this was the older Optic, not the Optic squad that we see right now. But still very interesting to point out, though.
Well, of course, I mean, Optic, one of the most dominant teams in Call of Duty history, I suppose. So to be really going toe-to-toe with those guys really does show the skill of these players that are playing today.
And that's what I'm trying to say. Everyone's always like, oh, yeah, North American teams are going to be good. But I'm not trying to sleep on any of these other squads.
Oh, no.
Like, at any point in time, these players, they want it. They're hungry. They want that opportunity to play for their stake at $1 million.
Yeah.
I mean, how could you not treat them with the same respect and integrity as you would as if you were playing against a Cole or if you were playing against an Envy? You know what I mean? So that's why I feel like these two teams here, what we're seeing right now, I'm liking it. I'm liking the movements.
Yeah, and it's like Parasite said from Curse Las Vegas on the build-up to this actual game starting. He was saying these teams would not be here. He said it last year. These teams would not be here if they weren't the best. They're here for a reason. They've been selected from each country due to them qualifying. They've beat all the other teams respectively in their home countries, and they have got to this stage. So they are a good team regardless of where they're from.
That's right. And now the matchup for our Search and Destroy Warhawk game is going to start up in about 2 minutes. But looking at that last game, Raul, looking at how Orbit performed, who were the players that you are looking out for the most on Orbit?
Well, I mean, we saw Endura on that first side going huge. I think he got at least 15 kills on there. The second side, I've got to say, I mean, we showed that big three-piece from Jacko, and his accuracy was just bang on. He had 3 players. They weren't looking away from him. They were all gunning at him, and he still managed to take them out.
That was a big play. That was a big play. So Jacko, definitely a player to look out for. Endure as well. I think on the other side, I'm going to have to toss my hat over to Demon. I want to see what he's going to do. Didn't get to see the stats on that last game there, but I am hoping to see big things out of him as well as Slumber. I mean, looking at the roster, I mean, you have Skill as well as Mech. Mech actually had some solid plays as well in that domination game. So, of course, we're going to give some love to those gentlemen from Revenge. But, yeah, I do agree with you. Orbit is... It's a little bit scary to see what Orbit could be capable of in this Warhawk S&D game.
Yeah, and I think what we've got to remember here is not only is this a different map, but this is a completely different game mode. I mean, sure, they've lost that domination now, but this might be a very strong Search and Destroy team going up against Team Orbit, so Orbit might be a little bit complacent going into this. They might be too comfortable, and Vexx Revenge need to take advantage of that.
All right, so it seems like the matchup is going to begin here. Let's see how Revenge, and like you said, Raul, are they going to capitalize on that opportunity where, potentially you're going to see Orbit get a little bit lackluster in their performance? Let's see what the breakouts are going to be. I'm really pumped. I just want to cast.
Yeah, I know, man.
We just keep casting more, please. It's so fun.
And this is it. So Search and Destroy, just for the benefit of you guys back home. The general gist of this is 1 life per player per round. It is first to 6 rounds. The attacking team does need to try and plant the bomb, but if they can eliminate all the other players on the other team, then they will also win the round. If you've not seen it before, you'll pick it up very quickly, but it's a great game type.
All right, so let's go ahead and jump into the action here and kick things off with Jacko rocking that AR, taking a look at the breakout here on the defensive side, and already met with a concussion that is going to stop him in his tracks. And it seems like oh my goodness, look at this here. Oh man, it seems like Revenge was able to win all of B, but just as we were saying that, They ended up losing a player there as they pushed out, and now it is going to be a 2v4. Let's see what Slumber could do here with that sniper in hand. Looking around the corner, checking, seeing where people are. Let's bring up this Oracle mode here. You got one player over by Water Tower, no one hanging out over by the bottom there, right inside of that gate alleyway. And Slumber needs to be careful here on this transition.
Yeah, and I mean, it's a real shame there for Vexx Revenge. That initial concussion grenade was perfectly timed. It really slowed down the push of Team Orbit. And Vexx Revenge got set up great, but 2 of the players now down, 2 versus 4, things not looking great.
Ooh. And Slumber has to back up here, tries to go back around the corner for a challenge. I don't know if I agree with this play, but he's going to go for that snipe. And he's not going to be able to get it. Ill skill by himself, 1v4. Orbit looking very strong. Player's going to be pushing up, going for the wall bang, gets hit markers. One more player right around the corner, grabs that bomb, shots exchange, Ill skill taken out, Orbit with the first round win.
Yeah, and that was a clean win there from Orbit. Things weren't looking great when that initial stun grenade came over because it really shut them down as they tried to get to B, but they just swiftly eliminated Vexx Revenge and not a single player of Orbit went down in that round.
I'm disappointed. I'm disappointed. I mean, surely they must have known that they had that opportunity. I mean, they've won B. They won B control. I don't know what happened.
Well, this is it. I mean, you could say they threw it away, but they've got to be good on the defend now. They cannot be going 2 rounds down. Remember, this is just first to 6 for the search and destroy, and you know, you'll see them creeping up to that 6-point mark very quickly.
And now let's take a look here, and of course you can see the boys over in Orbit pushing around. Standard plays that we're going to see here to kick things off here on Search and Destroy Warhawk. Everyone's stacking up in the back. You can see them there in the Oracle mode. And we got a guy on the floor. Big. Oh no, he gets hit markers. Illskill has to be disappointed with that. Demon is going to get taken out there. That's going to be unfortunate for them. One player up top, and Illskill getting hit markers again. And what is going on here? He can't quite close out a kill as players are going to be pushing up. One guy's going to be by B. Illskill couldn't take anyone out. Mech is going to be right around the corner. Is he going to be able to find anyone? But we're going to stay with Illskill just for the time being. One guy by post. He gets dropped. Mech gets taken out as well. And that is going to wrap it up 2-0 in favor of Orbit.
And once again, another very clean round. Not a single player on Vexx Revenge has a kill yet. It has been 8 kills just going straight Team Orbit's favor.
What is going on?
I've got to feel bad for Skill on that because, you know, we had that thermal hybrid Remington. He was getting those bullets into the enemy players, but he just couldn't make the kills.
All right, well, let us follow. Let's stick with Revenge again on this one. And it seems like I want to say they're going to probably make an A push happen, but no concussions there for Illskill. He is going to go on top of the semi to see if he could find anyone. One player actually is going to be on the outside, maybe coming around from the tarp there. And you have to wonder, maybe he could end up getting picked off from behind, so Illskill has to be very weary of that.
Yeah, and you should be aware the Oracle mode that allows us to see the outline of the enemy players. Of course, the players can't see this themselves, so they have no idea where the enemy is sometimes.
That's right, but the bomb is finally going to get thrown down, and we finally have Demon with a kill there. 2 kills, as a matter of fact, as he takes out Bounce. Let's see what's up with Demon here. Stick with him, as it will be a 1v2 in favor. Oh, no, scratch that 3v1, but Lewis gets taken out, and Orbit finally gets taken out as Revenge takes their first round.
Yeah, Revenge now out of the starting blocks. Really struggled initially here, but they've found the beat, they've got a round under the belt, and they're getting back into this.
This is what they needed. I mean, going down 3-0 is it's devastating.
Yep.
It's a very hard thing to come back from. You don't see it happen all that much. All right, giving love to Orbit now on the attack. Let's see what's up with our boy Jacko. 4-1 currently. And it seems like they are going to go for that push on B yet again. And a smoke grenade on the mid. I love this play. It's going to give him good concealment. Of course, they're probably going to be using Incog as well, so that this way they can just run through there freely. Seems like Jackal's going to come around the outside, missing a player that smoke, concealing him. Mech is going to get taken out. And let's see, Bomb's going to be pushing up. One player hanging on the side, but we got to go on this flanker here. I got to find him. I got to stop failing. And here we go. It's going to be Demon finding one player. That's going to be Bounce. Goes for the one. Turns around. Knows he's going to be another one around the corner here. Finds him as well. I can't quite close that one out. Back over to Lewis here with the bomb. He's going to look by Water Tower, expecting the player to push out. Of course, if he does manage to push out here, he's going to find one hitting him, but he's not going to be able to make anything happen with the second player. Jacko 1v1 against Illskill, and I think Illskill may have identified him. He rolls inside of Tin. Jacko on the outside. Illskill waiting for him. Says, challenge me. Please, I dare you. But Jacko, smarter than that, comes around the corner, and he's going to make his way over by B, and he could go for the flank. 29 seconds on the clock. Rel, who do you see taking this?
Oh, well, Jacko, I mean, he doesn't know where the enemy player is, but
I think he has an inclination he's going to be by 10.
This is tight. This is really tight, and this could be the deciding round in the search and destroy. The bomb is going to be planted, though, and Ilskill will spin around straight away and try and find the planter.
That was just heartbreaking. 1v1 now right around the corner. Jacko, oh, and he gets taken out. Ilskill there with the stop, making it huge there for Vexx Revenge as they are going to go 2-2 in this matchup. And a great play out of Ilskill. I got to give him credit, man. He was very composed in that 1v1.
Yeah, he played great, and he played it slow as well. We could see him just lie down and go prone in that bottom tin when he did spot the Orbit player. He stayed there for a while expecting to be challenged. It didn't happen, but when the bomb was planted, he didn't rush it. He swept round the back, and we could see the Team Orbit player. He was trying to get prone. He was trying to hide behind those bullets, but he just couldn't make it in time.
Yeah, I mean, those are always the heartbreaking ones when you're like, I got this. I'm going to get away. Oh, why is this happening to me? But it seems as if Revenge have managed to find themselves 2 stuns hit, and this is going to be a huge opportunity here for Revenge to be able to get control over by B. It's going to be one player by the water tower. And you can see one guy actually pushed up far. It's going to be Demon finding one. Going for the double. Beautiful 2-piece out of Demon. He's going to move up. One player with a grenade. He comes around the corner. He's not going to find him. He goes into 10, and that is that lovely Call of Duty timing.
Oh, that was brilliant from Demon. I mean, there's just these players running around this tank. They have no idea each other's there. They've completely missed each other, but the bomb has gone down now, and Vexx Revenge just need to defend it against one player. Bounce, 1 versus 3.
All right, let's see what's up with Bounce here around the corner, finding one. Oh, and he's going to get met with bullets from that MTAR, taken out, and my goodness, what a run there out of Demon, picking up that double kill as he pushed out, and amazing plays out of him. Demon getting 3 in that round. Some Slumber struggling a little bit down at the bottom, but we called for Demon before. We said, you know, he is going to be a player that could very well come out big here, and he's doing so as Vexx Revenge goes up 3-2.
Well, this is it. We said in the qualifiers for Canada, it was actually the final round of Search and Destroy. Demon did go 15-6 on the freight against Wild to win it 6-5 for his team. A great Search and Destroy player, and he's really pulled this off because let's not forget, Team Orbit were 2-0 up. Now they're 3-2 down.
Look at that aggressive push there, Rel.
Yeah.
As one player pushes out by post, and let's actually switch over to him. That's going to be Mech. Mech's going to find one, and he's not, and bounce, just bounce. Like, need I say more? A great read out of him. One player by post. Bounce going to try and go for those wall bangs there. You have one guy watching the flank. That dude's going to hang out on the outside. That's actually going to be Jackal, so he'll push up when he is needed. 2v1. And Bounce is going to be able to take out that last player. Illskill by himself. Oh, and a wonderful blainer there as he takes out one player. That was going to be Bounce. He was working a great run there. Not going to happen. But the bomb is going to go down over by B. One guy is going to be watching his teammates back on the cross, and I think Illskill may have identified that, and the player didn't see him, so that could work out in his favor here.
Well, this is Lewis and Jacko. They've been together for 14 months, and they know, as we've said before, they work so well together. They are a duo. 14 months of chemistry, and they played that brilliantly. They can just read and bounce off each other so well. That was a tight 1v1 gut battle.
That was a close one, because you're talking about an SMG going up against an AR. Credit to Bounce for stopping that one and reading that play.
But here we go. We are now seeing 3-3 Search and Destroy. Once again, the first half of this Search and Destroy very close. But
we got an A push.
We finally do see an A push because B, obviously the more popular bomb to go and plant when you are attacking. A is a little bit of a wild card though.
Yeah, so I don't know if Mech actually saw him, but he's going to push inside of American here. And right around the corner, the Oracle mode just leaves me in suspense every time. Seems like shots are going to be exchanged. Mech's going to come around the side. One player's going to be in the out. He's going to look around the corner, finding him. Hip fire. Great shot out of Mech like a robot. But now it's going to be a 1v3. He's got to find him on the out. Pushes up. Right on that alley there. And he does manage to get the hip fire. So you have one guy hanging out over on the back by spawn for Orbit. And then you have Mech over by the fences. And then another player pushing out by mid. Now he's going to wait for him to see if he's going to make that transition. But if he pushes out on B, and if he pushes out on B on the open street, he'll be bait. But he pushes out on in the outside over by their spawn, but they know that he's going to be going after B. I mean, this is a tough play here for Mech.
I love this, though. I love what he's done. He's really switched things around. Did he spot that play? No, he did not.
He didn't.
But he is going to have to go for this B plant very soon because he's not going to go for the challenge on 2 Team Orbit players.
Oh, no!
He doesn't quite make it. But
Man.
Mech, I mean, he put up a good fight there considering he was on his own.
You know, when you look at that play, a good thing that he could have done And not saying what he did was the wrong play there, because he felt that, you know, putting down that bomb, I know that he would have preferred to have crouched on that one or gone prone, but instead was standing. And you usually don't want to plant that bomb standing. He could have pushed out Water Tower. And he might have won that battle. But it seems like that's going to be neither here nor there as we jump over to Orbit and Lewis with the bomb yet again. 8-4 for him.
Oh, yeah, Lewis is playing phenomenal.
Demon gets shut down.
Destroyed. Demon taken out by Endura, and that's Bounce now with a snipe on skill. It's 4 versus 2. Orbit looking great to get this bomb plant on B.
I'm checking out Endura, and he's finding one. Nice play out of him. And there's going to be Slumber by himself in a 1v4. Bomb has gone down. They expect that player to go post, but no, instead, he's going to push on the outside there. Slumber is going to get taken out from the side. Nothing he could do there. Headshot from Bounce, as Bounce presently is 7-5. Lewis 8-4. Just an overall solid game here, but Slumber is struggling in this search.
Yeah, I was going to say, I mean, if there was a time for him to go big, it was then. He was on 0-5, and he really needed to pull something out special for his team. Unable to do it, though, and I've got to say he's really slacking on this search and destroy. Well,
let's go ahead and follow the boys in Orbit and see if they're going to be able to win this, see if they're going to be able to take this one out. Of course, pressure is going to be on them here. Federation squad. Let's see what they could do as Lewis is going to push on the outside. Lots of shots already going down. And where are the players going to be pushing up? Actually, Lewis is going to find at least 2 players in his vicinity there. That AR, though, that Remington not able to connect as that one member of Vexx Revenge pushes back. One guy on the top of the staircase. Lewis identifies him, and he gets taken out. He pushed out too far. Bounce gets dropped as well. Jacko by Water Tower. Endura will be with him as well. And it seems like they lost a control, but you have to imagine, if you're a Vexx Revenge, you want them to think that you're going to push out on A. And look what they're doing, sweeping around by B and getting that control, and they're going to be able to put down that bomb. But Endure may have gotten the read and the call out. Jacko by himself.
Jacko all on his own now. We saw a very special 1 versus 3 moment on that domination previously, but he's up against 4, and he's going to need to defuse. This is not looking good for Jacko.
Yeah, he didn't get identified just yet, but that player's going to push him by 10, and he gets dropped. That is going to be an MTAR from Mech. And he takes out Jacko 4-5.
Oh, this is becoming very, very close now, Golden Boy. I mean, let's just face it. If Vexx Revenge can win one more round, it's going to come down to the final round of Search and Destroy, and it's such a tough way to lose 6-5.
Yeah. I mean, you have to imagine if Vexx, and we'll go ahead and follow Vexx on this one and see what they're going to do. Demon's going to be my player to watch because he definitely is carrying a brunt of the load. Slumber 0-6. He's struggling. He's struggling well. This is not looking good for him.
Well, this is it. I mean, despite the fact he's 0-6, his teammates have managed to carry him through this, so they're only 1 round behind. So if Slumber can just turn up, then they may be able to take this.
They got to get this first blood. They have to get this first blood. That is going to be so pivotal here. We're going to go ahead and switch over to Illskill because he's going to be that guy that will get that first blood. He needs to be the playmaker here. And he's going to see if he can go through the cracks, but he's not going to find anything just yet. 3 players hanging up by B. 1 player on the flank. That is going to be Demon pushing up on the flank. He is going to get identified, though. We'll go ahead and hop over to Demon. He is going to be a little red, so he did take some shots. Pressure's going to be on. Nade flying out. Another nade's going to be flying in, too, and he manages to avoid both of them. And look, that player just waiting for him to challenge, waiting for him to come around that corner. Goes for the pre-fire there. No first blood. Actually, Endure and Illskill get taken out, so now it's going to be a 3v3, but Bounce taken out 2. That's going to be massive. Looking at Slumber, he has to run away as there's not going to be a lot of time left to work with here. They have to make a play happen. Bomb has gone down. Demon and Slumber. Demon able to find 1. That's going to let me all up to Jacko here. That bomb, he has to defend it 1v2. Demon and Slumber. This is that time where Slumber will be able to identify his teammate, come out clutch, and I think they have found him. So they know he's going to be pinned back over by that oil tank here as Jacko pushes up. Oh, he's going to find him. Finding 1 player. That's going to be a huge win, but he's going to get dropped from behind, giving him enough time. And Demon getting a little reckless there. Okay. Well, okay. I respect that.
This is it. I mean, Jacko in that 1 versus 2 situation, I mean, some might say he had a little bit of an advantage in that he only had to then defend the bomb to run the time down, but he was up against 2, and it was just not enough. So look at this now. 5-5 Search and Destroy Warhawk. As we said before, this was Team Orbit's favorite map and game mode combined. It's coming down to a 1 single round of Search and Destroy here.
I told you, Vexx Revenge. I mean, there's just no quitting those boys. They will do everything that they can to win. They're a team that they're like that, you know. The one thing I do know about Vexx Revenge, and we'll see if it happens here, is they're a team that will come within the cusp of winning. but then they can't quite close it out. So maybe that's going to be the same thing here. Demon on your screen as he pushes around the outside. Finding one player in the mid. This first blood's going to be so important, and Demon's able to get that one. Bomb has gone down. This is going to be prime opportunity here as the boys on Vexx Revenge have managed to get control. Jacko and Endure. Jacko by himself. Let's see if he can clutch this 1v4. 30 seconds on the clock. Looking around the outside, he gets dropped, and Vexx Revenge is going to take this one from orbit. It was within their grasp.
Wow.
Not going to happen there, says Vexx Revenge. Series tied 1-1.
Wow, and it was 5-3 to Team Orbit there. There were 3 opportunities for them to close that out, but Vexx Revenge fought tooth and nail, and they have brought this back. Boy, this is a very close best of 5 here.
This was a slobber knocker. Yeah, Demon 12-6. 12-6 performance out of Demon there. Lewis and Bounce did a phenomenal job on their end as well. And despite the fact that Slumber went 0-6, he was able to come out big with 2 kills there, 2 clutch kills in that 10th round, and it went all the way to the 11th. That's the kind of stuff that you like to see.
Well, this is it. It's like we were saying, he turned up when he needed to, and irregardless of what the final score was, they won that search and destroy. So now in a best of 5, we are seeing 1-1. 1 to the Canadians and 1 to the UK and Ireland team. But what we're going to do now, I mean, don't go anywhere, guys. We've got a great Blitz game coming up. We're going to go to